Alrighty, so the time has come. We finally got to talk about what modifications we're going to put on this beautiful 2022 Harley Davidson Street Bob. Alright everybody, what is up? What is up? As always, thanks for stopping by to another video today. We are out on the 2022 Harley Davidson Street Bob. We're roaming around outside of Philly today on a crisp fall day. We are, where are we at? We are roaming around Valley Forge area. If you guys tune in frequently, you know this is probably one of my favorite rides. It's a quick little scoot outside the city, get some nice scenery, a quick little ride in when you need one. Especially this time of year, you get all the leaves changing, you get all this beautiful scenery out here. So this is also the first time I've actually had the Street Bob out this way, out around Valley Forge. So of course the time has come. We got to talk a little bit about future plans of what we are going to do to this bike, what we're going to turn it into, what type of modifications we're going to throw on this thing. Obviously that's one of the most fun and exciting things when you get a new bike. You really have like unlimited opportunities of what you can do with these things. If you get it brand new, obviously you've got a clean slate to do whatever you want to it. If you get one used, you might already have some modifications on there that you can keep. You might have some stuff you can change. As you guys know, I did get this one just a little bit used. I got it with 1,000 miles on it, but mostly stock. So the only things on it are Cobra slip-ons for the exhaust and a Harley Davidson detachable sissy bar. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. I'm coming at this thing with a pretty clean slate. I've got a lot of ideas of what I want to do to this thing and what I want to throw on this bike so far that I've been thinking about, writing down my ideas and documenting of what we want to put on this. And that's one of the cool things everybody always talks about Harley Davidson bikes, is there's just so many, like, endless opportunities of aftermarket parts you can throw on these things. So many different brands are just like going to the next level with different parts and modifications you can do. You got your Harley parts, but then again, like I said, the aftermarket of all these different brands and companies out there. So many different things that you can do to these bikes. And that's one of the things I really love about the Street Bob, is it is one of those bikes on the Softail frame that you can really kind of customize, throw whatever you want on this thing. In my opinion, when you get up into some of those bigger bikes like the street glides, the road glides, like, yeah, you still got a lot of options, but at that point, I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit harder to kind of set apart from the crowd. I feel like, now don't get all mad at me, all you bagger guys out there. I feel like some of the baggers just kind of all look the same. I feel like it's harder to set those apart. But I feel like Sportsters, Softails, you can really kind of turn these things into some pretty cool builds, really kind of make them custom and unique. I mean, yeah, you can do that to baggers as well, but I don't know, it just seems like they all kind of look the same to me. And yeah, like I said, the Sportster, the Softail, specifically the Street Bob, a lot of exposed parts still, really gives you that opportunity to throw those customizations in there, throw those modifications on there, and really kind of set yourself apart from the crowd. But I mean, some of these, as I go through them, I know you're going to say, oh, that's what everybody does. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you're just limited on what you can do. You're going to end up looking like some of the other guys out there. But some of those modifications really are like the coolest and best that you can do. And I mean, that's why everybody does them. We're going to run through some of those in a little bit. But before we get started, I'm going to kind of run through the bike of what I really intend to do and plan to do here. And so before we get started with that, drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys would actually like to see on the bike. If you have any recommendations of what you have done to yours that you had success with, what you like, there's a couple components here that I'm really going to ask for some assistance on. One's going to be the bars. What type of bars do you guys think I should throw on there? But like I said, drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you would like to see us do to this bike. Recommendations of brands, companies, parts, modifications that you've worked with, done on your bike or your Softail, that you have had success with, or that you really like, that you want to see on this bike. Man, like I said, we're going to pull over here in just a minute, but man, I love coming through here in the fall. Look at this. You got the leaves changing. A lot of good open road, a lot of good open space out here in Valley Forge. And man, you can definitely tell those temperatures have started to drop a little bit. It's time to gear up, put those layers on. But honestly, I like that riding better than in the summer. It just gets so hot in the summer. I'd rather have a couple layers on, feel a little bit of that cold breeze coming in. Much better than that like crazy humidity, hotness and stuff. This is definitely, I would say, prime riding time. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pull over right here. Like I said, we'll hop off, take a look at the bike, go through these future plans of what I want to do to this thing. Alrighty, just hopped off the bike here. Good look at Valley Forge out there. And then of course we've got the Street Bob right here. So I do have different timeline of kind of how I'm going to do this stuff. I really think cosmetically that type of stuff is going to come first. Now, I mean, it is like October, November at this point. Not much riding left here in the state of Pennsylvania. So I think a lot of these modifications are probably going to wait till next year. So of course I think a lot of the aesthetic stuff is going to come first before the performance stuff. So let's start at the front of the bike here. We're definitely probably going to throw a Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing on here. I do need some wind protection. I was just on the highway the other day getting blasted with wind. I've got the Cafe fairing on my Sportster. So we're going to throw the Memphis Shades Road Warrior on here. I think I'm going to go with an 11-inch dark smoke screen. Let me know what you guys think of the screen size. I don't know if 13's too high. 11 seems to be right. If you guys are rocking a Memphis Shades Road Warrior on your Softail, let me know what size screen I should get. I'm thinking 11 so far in the dark smoke, but let me know if I should maybe go higher for some of that wind protection. Now also in the front here, I do already have the Rogue Rider Industries LEDs with the dark smoke lenses. We're gonna have a whole video coming up on those here shortly, so you can get a look at these lights here. Obviously we're gonna have a video coming up on those shortly. I really do think these are the best LEDs in the game right here. We got the dark smoke lenses and then your LED lights in there. Already got that modification done. So coming up next, still staying with the front of the bike, this is where I'm going to need some of your guys' help out there. We're going to swap out these bars. Haven't been as big a fan of them as I thought I would be so far. I do want to throw probably, like you see, a T-bar riser setup on here. I've been doing some initial looking so far, but I'm just not entirely sure what the best ones are to get. I've been taking a look at Thrash and Supply. I've been taking a look at Bung King risers. Let me know what anybody's experience has been out there with any of those. I want to go with maybe like a 7 to 8 inch rise with maybe an inch pullback to get a little closer, and then a low rise to mid bend bar across the riser. I think that would really help with the look and the handling, but let me know what your experience is out there on your Softail. Let me know what size riser or brand you guys are going with and what type of bar you have there. I'm really open to opinions on that. I have no experience with bars or anything like that, so I'm really curious to what some of the best options are out there. Also, how they work with this digital gauge here. I've seen some don't work with it, some do. So I'm really interested in some options and feedback there from you guys. So now coming down through to the middle of the bike, obviously we're going to have to address this seat here. So that's a pretty simple one. I'm definitely going to go with a step-up style seat. The only question is, I don't know if I'm going to go with Saddleman or Lepera. So I just love the look of the step-up. I know everybody does it. It really is the best look in my opinion. Really helps the lines of the bike. I love the step-up little backrest that those things have. And the other thing too, I feel like the stock seat sits down too low in comparison to where these pegs are. I feel like my knees are raised up a little bit high, which is a little uncomfortable. So I'm looking for a step up that's going to scoot me up a little bit higher, kind of raise the riding position a little bit. Obviously, I already have the Saddleman step up on the Sportster. I might switch it up and go with Lepera on the Street Bob just to switch up brands a little bit. Again, let me know what you guys think. Should I go Saddleman or Lepera? Definitely, it's most likely going to be step up style for sure. Again, in the back here, cosmetically, I do already have this detachable Harley Davidson sissy bar here. I've got my bag strapped to it right now. What I would like to find eventually would be a sissy bar that comes up a little bit higher to strap more stuff to. Now, the thing is, so far, I really want detachable, but everything that I've seen so far is hard mounted to the frame here. If anybody knows of a good brand that has a higher detachable sissy bar, drop it down in the comments. I would love to see that. I don't really want the hard mounted. I really like detachable, but all the detachable ones that I've seen are just short so far. So let me know if anybody has any recommendations on a higher detachable sissy bar. Another thing up front that I just remembered is I do probably want to switch out these levers. I would like to black these out here. I think that would just kind of streamline the dark black look of the bike, make it look a lot better. So that's going to wrap up a lot of the aesthetics type modifications that I want to do here. Again, that's going to be shorter term stuff. That stuff will get done within the next 6 months to a year probably. Longer term stuff is going to be performance oriented here. Obviously that stuff's a little bit more expensive, a little bit more detailed. What I would really like to do, starting off with the exhaust, is I would like to go with a Vance & Hines 2-in-1 upswept stainless steel exhaust. I love the look of that. I love the sound of it. I've heard it's great performance. I do have the Cobra slip-ons now right here. Those are fine for the time being. But again, eventually long term, I would like to go Vance & Hines 2-in-1 with the upswept look. But if there's any other recommendations anybody has out there, I know Cobra has 2-in-1. I know there's a lot of good brands out there with a lot of good 2-in-1 exhaust there. We're definitely going to go 2-in-1 eventually. Just a matter of which style and what brand we're going to go with that. And to go along with the whole performance aspect, obviously we will do an air cleaner as well. I really like the Arlen Ness big air sucker that I have on my Sportster. It's a clean, plain, simple look. I actually don't mind the look of this one. Actually, it looks pretty decent in my opinion, but I think we'll definitely probably eventually throw an Arlen Ness big air monster sucker on there. And then I think eventually, I know everybody talks about cams. I think down the road I would like to do an S&S 475 cam in this thing. I really like what I have seen online as far as performance reviews of that, the horsepower numbers, the torque numbers, the sound you get out of that. I know there's a lot of different cam options out there as well. Tons and tons of great options out there, but that's the one that I don't know. There's just something about that one. The videos, the reviews I've seen on it seems to be the best one in my opinion. Gives the Milwaukee 8 a lot of great numbers and performance there. I think eventually that's what I would like to do as far as performance. Go with the air cleaner, the 2-in-1 upswept design, and then a 475 S&S cam in this thing. Turn it into a real hot rod. So yeah, I'm super excited about this bike. Again, it's pretty baseline stock right now. Not much going on with it, but we're going to throw a lot of those modifications that we just talked about on there. I'm super excited to get some of those in. Might also get some luggage on here as well. Don't know if that's really considered a modification, but might get some detachable type luggage type stuff. But I'm excited to continue working on this. Again, we're coming up into winter, so I don't know how much I'm actually going to do. This year there's not much riding season left. I think a lot of this stuff will probably come at next year at some point. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap this one up for now as we take a look at the beautiful Street Bob, beautiful look out into Valley Forge. Again, let me know what modifications you want to see to the bike. Let me know what you think about what I have planned for it so far. Again, nothing too crazy. We're going to start with looks, then we're going to move into performance, and I'm excited to see what we can do with this thing moving forward. Again, always open to any ideas or suggestions from anybody out there as well. Drop them down in the comments. So I think that will go ahead and wrap up this one. As always, make sure you ride safe out there. Be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and as always, we will catch you on the next one. It's the Moto Jawn. We'll see you all on down the road. Peace.